Odds are you've heard the term low-hanging fruit, used to describe when someone wanted to find a quick-win solution without putting much effort in. Here at Aglet, we take a slightly different approach, and let me explain why. If you've ever been around a fruit tree, you've probably noticed that the fruit grows all over the tree. You may have also noticed that the fruit ripens at different stages. Those who have been in the fruit picking business know that the first fruit to ripen is actually at the top of the tree. This is because the top of the tree gets more sunlight, which the fruit needs to produce a healthy color and good flavor. This leaves the fruit at the bottom of the tree to ripen last, as it needs more days to receive its full sun exposure. Taking a lesson from fruit pickers, we first focus our energy on the ripe fruit, as these have the highest value. We look for things that require little effort, but never pick something because of effort alone. From backyard fruit growing to part-time house flipping, DIY fascinates me. It fascinates me because with stations like HGTV, the mystery of construction has been removed. With some tools, some time, and a plan, anyone can install a new door, remodel their bathroom, or even build a new house. While DIY construction is a great hobby, it isn't as effective when it comes to building skyscrapers. To build something of scale, it takes a plan, expertise, equipment, and a team. The interesting thing about large construction is that it's usually organized by an individual or small team known as the general contractor. The general contractor is responsible for coordinating the build and making sure everything gets put together according to the blueprints. Similarly, our team at Aglet is small. While we could build out our vision as a DIY project, it doesn't have the speed and scale you get when you hire experts. By hiring the experts, we exponentially increase the size of our team. But it's not just about hiring any expert, it's about hiring the right one for the situation. To do that, we've shifted away from the traditional RFP model for selecting a vendor. We like to imagine the vendor selection process like dating. In this case, an RFP is a lot like the Bachelorette. You end up with lots of companies fighting for your attention and doing whatever they can to win you. The problem is, it's difficult to compare one to the other as they're not made the same. Worse, you often find that when you make your decision, you get something different than what you thought. Instead, we like to treat our partner search more like online dating. We clearly state what we're looking for and have companies reach out to us. We don't date all the companies and instead work with the one we think has the potential of being a good partner. To protect ourselves from being taken advantage of, we talk about commitment early in the process, before we fall in love. For us, commitment is a dating period where we can discover how we will work together. It's also an agreement for what it looks like if things go well, and an agreement to separate pleasantly if they don't. This helps us have experience and trust with our partner before we commit to a long-term relationship. At Aglet, we believe another important relationship is that of a craftsman to his craft. We believe that the form something takes signals the care with which it was built. But we also realize that the most beautifully made clock is only valuable if it can tell you the time. The key to most clocks are the gears that allow it to run. Similar to a clockmaker, we spend most of our time on the inner workings of our software, knowing that once we get it functioning, it's less effort to change the face. While we work on the insides, we are constantly thinking about the end design. It's like my childhood neighbors. When they moved next to us, they put a mobile home in the middle of their acreage. When they gave me a tour of their house, I distinctly remember a door in their basement. This door didn't go to anywhere. It was a brick wall. I thought it was crazy. A door to a wall? My neighbors explained to me how they would eventually tear down their mobile home and expand the current footprint of their foundation. They would build their dream home right where this foundation was. It wasn't crazy after all. It was genius. They had built with the end in mind and designed an expandable foundation. At Aglet, we realize that some of what we build will eventually be torn down when we build our dream product. But that doesn't mean we need to wait until we can afford our dream home to get started. The truth is, what we are doing isn't just building. We spend a lot of our time exploring uncharted territory. We know there is an oasis to be discovered, but it feels like there's this great mountain range in our way. As explorers, when you come to a mountain range, it is good to take a lay of the land and scout out a possible path to the other side. But the reality is, you don't even know what is on the other side of the first mountain, let alone the best path through. The time you spend planning each move makes it that much more difficult to quickly pass through the range before adverse conditions set in. Instead of planning out the entire trip, we scout out the mountains we can see, we organize our tools, and then we focus on the mountain that is right in front of us, relying on our ability to learn and adapt after each mountain we climb. Because at Aglet, we believe you can't explore the unknown by standing still.